In Massachusetts, criminal harassment is a serious offense. Let's break down the key elements of this crime and what prosecutors need to prove for a conviction. Elements of criminal harassment. To prove criminal harassment, the prosecution must establish 5 key elements beyond a reasonable doubt. First, the defendant committed at least 3 separate acts. Second, the defendant intended to target a specific victim with each act. Third, the acts were committed willfully and maliciously. Fourth, the acts as a whole seriously alarmed the victim. And fifth, the acts would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotional distress. Understanding the elements. Let's examine these elements more closely. This requires at least 3 separate incidents. Acts can be based on conduct, speech, or both, and they must be distinct and separated by at least a brief period. Each act must be directed at the victim, and the defendant must intend for the victim to know they're being targeted. Willful means intentional, not accidental, and malicious means without justification and foreseeable harm. The cumulative effect of the acts must seriously alarm the victim. Each individual act doesn't need to cause serious alarm. The acts must cause substantial emotional distress to a reasonable person. The distress must be considerable, not just minor uneasiness. It's important to note that the First Amendment protects certain speech. For an act based on speech to qualify as criminal harassment, it must be either a true threat of imminent physical harm or fighting words likely to provoke a violent reaction. The consequences of a criminal harassment conviction in Massachusetts are severe. First offense, up to 2.5 years in a house of correction and/or a fine up to $1,000. Subsequent offenses, up to 2.5 years in a house of correction or up to 10 years in state prison. Criminal harassment is a complex charge that requires careful examination of the evidence and circumstances. If you're facing such charges, it's crucial to consult with an experienced criminal defense attorney who can protect your rights and build a strong defense strategy. Remember, understanding the law is the first step in protecting yourself or seeking justice. If you have concerns about criminal harassment, don't hesitate to seek legal advice.